Hello and welcome to another Amazon seller driving vlog. Currently sat in traffic right now, but we'll be moving soon. But yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. For those of you that don't know, my name is Simon. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, and I do these kind of like driving vlogs when I do a long drive and talk about Amazon, talk about business, talk about motivation, talk about anything kind of interesting that's going on in my life. And yeah, so what's been going on so far? Last month, so yeah, I did a blog before, but I actually haven't released it yet, so I might release this as a sort of double feature. But yeah, how much did I make in, what month are we in? I lose track of the months, like genuinely, it's like crazy. We're in July, God. So in June, I didn't do that great, I'm not gonna lie, but we'll talk about that in just a second, like what I'm doing to change that. But in July, I made about 30, how much did I make? 3,500, I think, 3,000, somewhere between £3,000 and £3,500 from Amazon FBA in that month. And yeah, it obviously being the middle of the year, June, halfway through the year, everyone was posting their yearly results, and I saw some people in there that I know very well who were posting insane numbers. Guy flipping at 30, for example, really good guy, top bloke, made shy of just £200,000 so far this year. And many other people posting. There was even one guy who was anonymous, posted 210,000, I think it was. It was over 200,000 for the half year, and obviously that doesn't even include Christmas. So you know that means basically you're gonna do like 500,000 in Christmas by the time he gets Christmas. Anyway, for the rest of the year, that really gave me a kick up the butt, because you guys know I've been neglecting Amazon FBA for the past sort of like 6 months. I think I've been doing it a bit on and off here and there. I've been focusing on other businesses, other things right now, but I decided, you know what, Amazon's the kind of bread and butter of what I do. It's obviously the foundation of everything that I'm doing, the social media with the Discord and everything like that. I was like, you know what, I really need to get back and get my numbers back up. I want to get back to at least 10,000 a month. You know, so yeah, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get back to doing some hardcore sourcing. And it's been going really well. So this week, pretty much Monday, I think, or maybe Tuesday, I can't remember when I started doing some hardcore sourcing. But I woke up early, I got sourcing, and guys, I have spent an absolute fortune. I think I spent 25 grand on day one on stock. And then I think I've only done 2 days of hardcore sourcing, to be fair. I can't even remember now. Honestly, I work so hard, I lose track of the days. We'll talk about that in a few minutes actually as well. So something I want to talk about, business and things like that. But yes, I'm working hard. Yeah, I spent like 25 grand on my first day. And then the next day I found another sale going on, and I was like, oh my God. And I was looking at the products and I was like, oh, this one makes me £100 profit. This one makes me £50 profit. This one makes me £60 profit. So I ended up spending probably another 20 grand. I actually don't even know, to be honest. I don't even know what I spent. It's insane. I need to get better track of my admin, and this is another thing I'm going to be doing as well, improving. I'm really leveling up my Amazon FBA, actually, to be fair. So my Amazon FBA is going to a whole nother level. But yeah, I really want to get back to that 10,000 months, easy, every single month. Should be easy, to be honest. Just got to spend the money. But yeah, so just literally like 2 days of hardcore sourcing. I did spend probably about, I'd say 4 to 6 hours per day doing sourcing. Now I know if you're working a full-time job, you can't necessarily do those kind of hours in one go. But to be honest, when it came to actually a lot of those hours, so on the second day, for example, once I found this sale, there was loads of stuff on there, so I had to kind of trawl through. There were loads of opportunities, and it just took a while for me to get my head around everything. It was too much opportunity going on, so I had to kind of like throw some stuff out. I had to do other, like, okay, I'm not going to buy those because they're just low ROI. I'm going to buy these ones here. How many am I going to buy? Oh, there's only like 12 in stock. I'm going to take them all. Things like that, basically. So it took me a while to get myself organized to do that. But I get asked all the time, like, what sites do you source from? What, like, how do you find deals? I'm not going to tell you what sites. I've mentioned loads of sites in the past, to be fair. But how do you find deals, guys? Go where the sales are. That's all I can say. If you keep that keep that one sentence in your head before you start sourcing, go where the sales are. What's that going to make? I'll try and think of some fancy saying for that. But yeah, that's what you can keep for now. Go where the sales are. If you can keep that in mind when you source, you will be successful, basically. Now, ideally, we could probably make that a little bit different. Go where the fresh sales are would be another one as well. I think, yeah. So, yeah, I'll think about that and come up with a good sort of saying to keep in mind. But yeah, so it just shows you guys it can be done. Now, I have 3 years experience of doing Amazon. Actually, what's the date today? As of today, I have been doing Amazon for 3 years. So my very first sale was 6th of July 2022. I filmed this on 6th of July 2025. So I've been doing this for 3 years exactly. Now, obviously, I'm very good at noticing opportunities and seeing deals. And actually, a friend of mine was saying, is like, man, when you find a sale, you are finding some amazing deals. I was like, yeah, you know what? Get me on the sale, and I'm like, yeah, I'll find the pay dirt, basically. But yeah, so yeah, I've got lost track of what I was going to say there, but you guys just need to put the work in, and this comes to my next thing I want to talk about. I've been watching I watch it all the time. I watch loads of business YouTubers. I watch loads of motivational YouTube channels. I watch all this kind of stuff. I read like self-help books and entrepreneurial books and things like that. I spend a lot of time working on this kind of stuff and listening to motivation stuff and successful people. And I actually listened to a guy called Brandon Carter, who, I think it was him, and a guy called Moneyberg. Now, Moneyberg I think is a bit of a scammer, but I don't know for sure. It's just what I've heard. But anyway, I was watching this video on a walk, and actually a lot of what they said made sense. And I was like, oh, even though I don't like one of them and the other guy, I like Brandon Carter, to be fair. I was like, one thing they said actually really resonated with me. And I was like, you know what? This is so freaking true. It's unbelievable. And it's basically that balance. You can't have balance in your life. Like, normal people go for balance. You know, it's like, oh, you're going to have a balanced life, everything in moderation, blah, blah, blah. Well, I was thinking to myself, you know what? When I did Amazon FBA to start with, I had no balance. I was extreme as hell, basically. I literally was working 12, 14-hour days, either learning, doing, talking, thinking, sleeping Amazon FBA, because that's what I wanted to really put my efforts into. Now, actually, to be fair, I didn't start off that way because my plan was to only make like $2,000 a month and then do something else. But then it sucked me in, basically. So maybe for the first month I wasn't doing that. But yeah, one of these things of like, if you want, this is the phrase, if you want extreme results, you have to do extreme things. And the idea of having balance is just basically kind of like how do I say this nicely? A normal person's way of basically having an excuse not to do something extreme, I suppose. So if you want to be successful in Amazon FBA or anything in life, you need to, in my opinion, do it extreme, take it to the extreme if you want to be successful and like ultra successful at it. So if you're someone that wants to get into Amazon FBA, you really need to absolutely hammer the hours and put the work in to get good at it. Now, once you get good at it, obviously you can then dial that back a little bit and not be so extreme. But when you first start out, I think you really need to just dive deep into it. Now, what did I do, for example, when I was learning Amazon FBA? So when I was driving, every Sunday I'd drive to my parents to go for lunch, I had YouTube videos on for Amazon FBA. I was listening to a lot of Flip for Miles, the Buy Box Bandit podcasts. I was listening to a guy called Duke Does Amazon. I was listening to a few other YouTubers as well around Amazon FBA. I can't remember names now. Obviously you're listening to me, which is fantastic. I was listening and soaking up a load of knowledge. Now, one of the most OP YouTube channels out there, in my opinion, which you should 100% watch and binge the hell out of, is Buy Box Bandits by Flip for Miles. And what they do in that is they interview Amazon sellers, where they're doing wholesale, OA, RA, mixture of everything, things like that. Now, the only slight caveat to that is it's all American based, so some of the stuff they say you've got to kind of take with a pinch of salt, in terms of like, it's not quite the same in America as it is in the UK, but 90% of the knowledge and the information there is really good. There's another podcast as well, which I can't remember what it's called now. I was just listening to it recently, and guys, I still listen to these, by the way, because it just gives me ideas. They might just say one little nugget of information in there, and hopefully I'm doing the same as well for you. One little nugget of knowledge, one little nugget of information, and yeah, that basically makes the whole episode that you've listened to worth it. And you're like, oh yeah, and then maybe you can take that nugget of knowledge and expand on it, or put it into context in your own life or your own business, and that little nugget of knowledge can grow and grow and grow and be like a super important, valuable bit of information. So yeah, that's what I did. I was literally living and breathing Amazon FBA. What else was I doing? I was in a Discord community. So obviously I run a Discord community, so if you want to join one of those, you can get one for free. Go and join that. You can come hang out and ask questions and talk to other Amazon sellers. So what was I doing? I was networking essentially through Discord. I was talking to Amazon sellers, I was talking their ears off, asking questions, being curious. I was, just again, immersing myself in Amazon FBA. Now, I'm one of these people that, I don't know if I've got a medical condition or not, but when I get an interest in something, I don't think I'm OCD or anything like that, really. No, I don't think I am, but when I get an interest in something, I take it to the extreme. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I've had hobbies in the past where I've taken on a hobby, and that's just become my, not life, but like I've just spent so much time on it, and effort and energy. So I used to be into model helicopters, for example. That was my thing for ages. When I was playing loads of tennis, I was into tennis. I was watching tennis videos, learning how to serve, things like that. When I took up golf, I'm not saying I was any good at, I was actually not bad at tennis, to be fair. Fitness always let me down though. Golf, I was okay. It wasn't that great, but I was watching golf videos. I was watching podcasters about golf. I was immersed into it, and it's all these things. Now, the only problem with this is, I found, was I'd get immersed into it. I'd go hardcore into something, and then after 6 months, I'd get bored. So I'd literally go so deep and so hardcore into it that basically I almost burned myself out on it. Did I do that with Amazon? Maybe a little bit, but I'm not sure. Because the money aspect of it, it wasn't a hobby for me, it was a business. It didn't actually seem to get burned out, although I did kind of get burned out like 2 years in. Which is why my Amazon fell off a little bit, as I got focused on other things though. So yeah, I'm one of those kind of extreme people, but there's no reason you can't do that. And if you really want to be successful in, obviously this is an Amazon FBA thing, I do other businesses as well, but we talk about Amazon here. If you want to be successful on Amazon, you have to be extreme, in my opinion. If you want to have the best chance of success. I'm not saying you can't do it with an hour a day. You probably can do. If you're a smart person and you really utilize that hour well. I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you want to have the best chance, it's all about percentages, isn't it? It's all about best chance of success. Then being extreme, is the best way. Like if I wanted to get in shape, okay, in a short period of time and have the best chance of success of getting a six-pack, well, I'm not sure that's possible anymore, and things like that, I should be going hardcore gym, I should be thinking about my diet, I should be focusing on, food, cooking, gym, working out, all that stuff, basically going hardcore into it. Now, just doesn't have a huge interest to me, really. I wish I did, God. But yeah, it's one of those things where if you want to have extreme results, then you need to get extreme with what what you're doing. So that's something I wanted to talk about. And I say, watching this podcast with, or this video with this Moneybird guy and Brandon Carton, it really kind of resonated with me a little bit. And yeah, I was just like, you know what? They are 100% right there. I didn't agree with everything they said in that, but 99% I did. And that one thing about, if you want extreme results, you've got to do extreme things, really resonated with me. And it's one of those things where being an entrepreneur is not normal, okay? A normal person just has a job, gets the paycheck, works 9 to 5, and, just has a balanced work life and family and stuff like that. It's all cool. I've got no issue with that, and things like that. They've got all the nice balance in their life and things like that. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, I just don't think you can be a balanced person, especially not in the beginning. You really need to hardcore work it, and to have the best chance of success. So I mean, this is just my advice. You can take it with a pinch of salt, do what you want. But yeah, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be like a non-normal person, if you want to be extreme, if you want to be one of those guys that makes 10, 20, 30,000 pound a month, which is easily possible on Amazon FBA, you need to be an extreme person. You need to put that work in, you need to do extreme things. Same for anything, basically. So I think I've flogged that horse now enough, but you get the idea, basically. So yeah, going back to me, I've been pretty much hardcore sourcing. I think I did 2 or 3 days sourcing for my 2 days hardcore. See, I lose track of time, guys. I just focus in. I actually didn't. I mean, it's really bad. Actually, I didn't even know I'd done this. Basically, I put my recycling bag outside my front door to take it downstairs, the bins. I was like, I'll do that when I go out next. 2 days later, I'm like, as I'm leaving the house, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been inside for 2 days. I have not been outside for 2 days. I've been so locked in on work, in sourcing and other things, that I just haven't been outside. That's not good. I'm not going to deny that. I don't often do that, to be fair. I can normally get cooped up. I always have to go out for a walk or something. But yeah, for whatever reason, I was just locked in. I had all the food in the fridge. I was cooking super healthy, eating healthy, and just locked in, basically. I didn't even go outside for 2 days. So anyway, Amazon's going pretty well for me. My results are starting now that I've been pretty much putting more work into Amazon FBA from April, May onwards. I started really ramping up Amazon FBA again a little bit. And my results are now starting to show. I'm already on £1,000, £1,100, £1,200 profit this month already, which puts me on target for about £6,000 profit this month. And then obviously I'm sourcing hardcore. To be honest, I'm pretty much spent up for the month now. I've pretty much done my probably monthly budget. I have to look at my numbers and stuff, but yeah, pretty much done my monthly budget in like 2 days. So, and we've got Prime Day coming as well. So, oh boy, I'm gonna have to put some more money into the business. I have to inject some more money. Anyway, I'm losing track of what I'm talking about here. But what was I talking about? I can't even remember now. See, Amazon's going well for me. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so. I should be on target if I can keep things up for 6 months or so. Do you know what, guys? What I noticed actually, so I had a locker, which has just been mostly just full of returns recently, but I had a bunch of sneakers in there. You guys know I sold sneakers in the past. I had a bunch of sneakers in there, probably about 20, 30 pairs that I just never had a chance to send in. Anyway, when I was clearing out my locker, I thought I was going to get these sent in, blah, 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 get them sent in, whatever, I did it. And I've started having some nice sales from them again. I'm like, oh, I just sold that random pair of sneakers I had in the locker. I've just made £35 profit. Or I just sold another pair there, which I bought from the Nike store, outlet store, and I've made 25, I can't remember, 20, 25 pounds, something like that, profit on that one. So I'm like, oh yeah, they were really good. So I might get back into sneakers again, to be honest, if I can, because they're really good profit. I'm giving all the tips away there on that one, but yeah, I was like, man, it's nice to see those sales come in. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's been really good on Amazon FBA anyway, been really focusing down. One thing I'm also really working on as well, because I've always been one of these people that always looks forward. I'm like, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Don't worry about anything else really. And then my admin, although I've got an admin VA, she says on top of that for me, but my returns and things that get lost at Amazon and things like that kind of go on the wayside a little bit. And there's a lot of leakage going on there in my business. And it does hurt the business, to be fair. So that is something I need to get better at, is keeping on top of my returns and making sure that I'm getting reimbursed for the ones that I'm entitled to, making sure I'm maximising any value I get from any returns that come back, whether that's doing an RMA with them or eBaying them, whatever, sending them off to Returnify, things like that. So I'm actually introducing kind of a new process in. I kind of wasn't going to do this because it takes up my personal time, but what I've decided to do is I'm going to get returns sent back to me. I'm going to process them very quickly myself. So for example, I had a computer power supply, a Corsair one, and I looked at the customer return details. And by the way, I've been running loads of reports on Amazon. There's loads of interesting information in there. Did you know the LPN number for return stands for license plate number? Bet you didn't know that. Anyway, been running all these fun reports and stuff, and I looked at the return reason for this, and the guy said, oh, it's faulty. So I'm not going to test that, but I did an RMA with Corsair. They're sending me out a new one. I'm going to send the old one back, and basically just doing that basically. So I'm going to go through, decide, is it worth, doing a warranty return or not? If it's not, it'll go off to Returnify to be sold. If it is, I'll warranty return it. Basically, if it's worth over 50, 100 quid, something like that, I'll probably warranty return things and stay on top of those, but I want to try and keep it as optimal as possible, if it makes sense, like in and out basically. And then once I'll make a big box up of stuff that needs to go off to Returnify, let them eBay and things like that. So I'm not going to be eBaying things myself, but you can do that yourself if you want. Depends how much time and effort you want to put into that kind of thing. I personally don't want to do that. But yeah, I'm definitely getting into more high ticket items now as well, so definitely I need to be on top of these returns and stuff like that. So I bought a few laptops recently, things like that. So yeah, but yeah, so, and I say I've been running a lot of reports on Amazon. It's very interesting actually to see that, like I found a report, for example, that lets you it gets you the tracking numbers for all of your returns from Amazon. So, when you do a recall, what do you call it? A removal order, removal order. I found a report that shows you the tracking numbers for all those. So I don't know if any of those have been missing or what's going on, but yeah, I'm going to be looking into that anyway. Definitely had some software ideas around this as well. So I've got so many software ideas, guys, it's unbelievable. Sometimes I think actually I just need to just put 100, 200k into software, just hire a couple of developers full time, maybe get an office somewhere and just, hardcore build out the software that I think will be useful for people. Anyway, one of those things. So I've been diving deeper into Amazon, focusing on Amazon, and it's been good really. So I need to get more, this contradicts what I'm saying, more balance in my life, but in terms of the businesses that I do. One thing I'm very good at is I hyper focus on the one thing, like I say, but then all the other things get neglected. So for example, and I do apologize for those that have bought OA Hero, my Chrome extension, that has been neglected a little bit for about a month or two. However, new release coming out. So what did I do to rectify that? I hired a developer to work on that for me. She works about 2 days a week for me on that one. New feature just about to release. I was looking at the code this morning, looks great, tested it out, looks really good. That's going to be released either tonight or tomorrow. I thought about releasing it today, but it's a really bad practice to release software and then it's like releasing software on a Friday evening. You don't want to do it because if it goes wrong, you spend the entire weekend fixing it. So I didn't want to release it this morning and then, have it broken while I'm having lunch. So yeah, that's coming out. So if you guys don't know, OA Hero is my Chrome extension. It's a bit of software. It basically has a bunch of information on there about retailers. Let's say you go to a site like John Lewis or Boots or whatever. It will tell you the order limits you can put through on that website. Do they like resellers? Do they cancel orders? Basically, it lets you know how much you can get away with. Really important tool, to be honest. It's £100 for lifetime right now. That price is 100% going up, by the way, because I've incurred way more costs in developing this. My original plan was to do this myself and code a little bit here and there and improve it over time. However, I really want to take OA Hero to that next level, hence I've hired a developer, very expensive. I'm also adding in more stuff that costs me monthly. There's monthly subscriptions for APIs and access, things like that, which go into there, so they cost me money. So I'm not going to be able to offer it £100 for lifetime any much longer. So I think middle of this month, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to put up to £200 for lifetime and have a yearly cost. It'll probably be £100 for the year and then maybe £200 for lifetime, not sure exactly. But yeah, anyway, so new feature coming out, which is really awesome, and that's one that, so OA Hero, it tells you all that information about retailers, order limits, do they cancel, do they like resellers, all that kind of stuff. It also works on Cogita as well. You guys know I love Cogita, and actually some of the stuff I ordered from Cogita this week was from Cogita, which was really awesome. Got some really good deals on there. So if you guys want to try out Cogita, which is like a wholesale marketplace, there's a link in the description. You get £120 off your first order with that. But yeah, going back to Oh Hero, it works on Cogita. It tells you what brands you should be avoiding. And that's the new feature that's coming out. We split that this warning. Right now it's got a warning label that just says restricted basically, and that's it. We've basically broken that up into intellectual property, so IP. We've broken it up into hard gated. We've broken it up into transparency, and we've broken it up into parallel import. So we've got all those things in there to basically help you identify, and we've also got an information tab as well. So I'll put a screenshot on the screen showing you the new update on that one. So that's really awesome. And then after that, once I saw that, I was like, you know what? There's no reason we can't get this working on Amazon as well. So the next feature my developer is working on right now is to take those labels and those warning labels that are on Cogita right now. So if you go, let's say you go to Hugo Boss product on Cogita, it will basically say, okay, this is hard gated, so you can't sell it. Or if you go to a brand like Al Haramain, it'll tell you that they're basically really strict with IPs and they're very, very protective of their brand. Has that information tab on there. And that works on Cogita right now. There's no reason we can't get that on Amazon. So the next feature is going to be, if you go to Hugo Boss product on Amazon.co.uk, or I think we'll do Amazon.co.uk for now, maybe European in the future. It'll basically tell you the exact same labels. It'll say, hey, this is restricted, this is IP, here's the problems with it. So, you know, and it's basically, that's going to be a really powerful feature. So if you want to get in on it, and before the price goes up, get in now. Basically £100 for lifetime, it's a no-brainer. Literally one time you're going to make your money back basically. If you find one deal on one website and you find out that website doesn't care about order limits, you're going to make your money back on it, no problem whatsoever. Super powerful stuff really. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay with all the rain and the road and stuff. Yeah, really powerful. So check that software out. Link in description for OA Hero. Link in description for Cogita as well. It's really powerful. So yeah, I need to get more balance in my life, and in terms of like splitting my time on the sort of three things that I do in my main business. I've got so many things going on. It's kind of crazy at times for me. Also, I'm doing Amazon FBA. I've got my Discord community. I'm currently really working on FBAmogul.com, writing blogs, articles. I'm knee deep into a massive guide on Amazon FBA. I've got my YouTube channel as well, of course, and then I've also got software as well. So I've got a lot of things going on, all related to Amazon FBA. But yeah, so yeah, it's a lot. I need to really focus down so I can try and make progress on all. I feel like I make a lot of progress on one, but then the other's neglected. I need to be making sure my time's split between them equally so that I can make progress on all the things I'm trying to do. I've got so many big plans, guys, it's insane for all this stuff. I'm only one man, really. So, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of fun anyway. So, I'm trying to think what else, really, I wanted to talk about, but let's have a think. So, I don't know if this video is going to be out in time for you guys, but Prime Day is on Monday at midnight. Well, yeah, it's Monday midnight, basically. Tuesday 12 a.m. So I will be up 12 a.m. waiting for Prime Day drops at midnight on the 8th. You guys need to be on for Prime Day as well. Those Amazon to Amazon deals are going to be absolutely insane. It's an easy way to make some really good money in one day. Depending on your budget, of course, you could easily make 2, 3, 4, 5 grand profit in one day there. Definitely worth doing. I will be on a live call on my Discord community, talking to everyone. We'll be watching the drops come in, talking about the deals. If you guys want to take advantage of that, links in the description for that. Come and hang out with us. And yeah, it'll be really good fun, basically. Fun and profitable. So this video should be out by then. So if you want to do that, come and hang out with us on the 8th of July. And yeah, we'll be talking about Prime and Prime Day, and yeah, and watching those deals come in. There's going to be so many deals dropping at midnight that it's always best to do it with a community of people, because there's just too many deals for one person to look through, and you're going to miss stuff. So it's always good to have multiple people talking and discussing things and sharing, and you know, it's going to be good basically. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. Yeah, hopefully I get this video out in time for that, hopefully. So yeah, it's been a really good week, to be fair, a hard working week, but really good, and I'm really loving the fact I got back into doing FBA. I was actually speaking to a friend of mine who's been crushing Amazon FBA, and he kind of rekindled my love for sourcing and Amazon FBA again a little bit. And yeah, seeing these guys, big numbers, really wanted me to really double down. And my goal right now with FBA is to get myself back to 10,000 profit months ASAP. So yeah, spending a fortune on all the stock, and yeah, been sick basically. And I'll be trying to, I think every day I'm going to try, and this is what you guys should be doing anyway. I don't need to do this, but you know, if I want to make my Amazon successful again, then I do need to do this. If I get to 10,000 a month, but I'm going to be trying to do 1 or 2 hours sourcing every single day. Get that back into my sort of routine, and then once I've done that in the mornings, I can then focus on the rest of the tasks of the day. But yeah, I need to do that really, even though I'm pushing my limits on capital, especially when Prime Day coming up is going to be insane, but I'll figure it out basically. If I have to inject more money into the business, I'll do that. So I want to get to 10,000 months ASAP. So yeah, it's been really good, and yeah, and I'm really enjoying it again, actually, going back to sourcing again. You know, it's one of those tasks you've got to learn, guys. You just have to sit down and learn to do it. Yeah, I mean, if you can't source, then your basic Amazon business is going to struggle, and you're going to be stagnated. So you've got to sit down, you've got to learn how to source, you've got to watch videos, you've got to learn how to do it, go where the sales are, go where the fresh sales are. That's all I can say, the biggest tip I can give you. And yeah, it's crazy really. So yeah, I've got so many plans, it's insane. Like, just going off in general now, I'm just going to talk rubbish, whatever, you know, or whatever. But yeah, I've got so many plans in this space, it's insane. I'm so bullish on Amazon FBA, it's crazy. I think the software space in Amazon FBA could take such a shake-up, honestly. It's insane. Now, I know everyone right now is going after SDK. I've got no interest in copying SDK. Obviously, if someone could snap my fingers and have an SDK clone, I'd do it. But I've got no interest in developing an SDK equivalent. It's just not interested. But I've got loads of ideas for things that are going to help Amazon sellers. Loads of software ideas. It's crazy. I've literally got 4 or 5 ideas in my head right now that I could tell you about. I'm not going to. But yeah, to make your life easier and more profitable on Amazon. And yeah, it's really, it annoys me that I can't get these out there because it takes so long to develop software. So yeah, I need to think about which one I'm going to be working on next. So yeah, I really need to think about what one I'm going to be working on next. OA Hero is working on by 1 developer 2 days a week. I think that's enough for that software. It's nothing that's going to be amazing, you know, in terms of like, it is an amazing tool, don't get me wrong. It is actually an insane tool, but it's a simple tool. That's what I mean. It's a simple tool. There's only so much that can be added to that in terms of, you know, extra features. I think once we get the labels out there on Amazon.co.uk, obviously we've got those on Kogita as well. You've got the retailer information. That makes it worth £100. You know, a month nearly, you know, for that information. That information in there is absolute gold, and you get it for £100. It's insane. £100 for lifetime is just mental. I don't think people quite realise the opportunity there that's on that software. So anyway, next bit of software, I'm not sure about what I'm going to do. I've got 2 or 3 really good ideas that I want to get out there. And yeah, I just really need to think about whether I'm just going to hire some more developers. The problem is developers are expensive. Honestly, it's insane. I used to be a developer, so I know. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I really need to think about what next bit of software I want to do. And I really need to think about just hiring a team. I'm very tempted to put a couple of £100 into this. It's a risk, though. It really is a risk. I thought more people would buy OA Hero, but I think the problem with OA Hero is I'm not talking about it enough, I'm not marketing enough, and also I'm not really maybe trying to portray to people how valuable that information is. That you can get some of the most valuable information on Amazon FBA for £100 for lifetime. It's crazy, but people don't realise the opportunity. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's one of these ones anyway where I'm just thinking about how much effort I want to put into it and how much more money I want to put into this kind of stuff, really. But I have some really good ideas. Or I should just work on these things on the side, a couple of hours every day maybe, and just, you know, and then release my next bit of software. The next one I want to work on is around returns. To be fair, I'll talk about that. It's going to be making returns and stuff way easier to track and things like that. So it's one of those, it's an interesting one anyway. So it's not a huge bit of software. A lot of my software ideas are like micro SaaSes, I guess you'd call them. They're softwares that basically will make 1 or 2 tasks in Amazon FBA much easier to do. And I guess once I've built these all out, they can almost be combined into like one big tool. But yeah, for now anyway, I don't know, it's interesting. It's one of those ones anyway, I don't know. Got some good ideas. I've got a couple more that I really want to do as well, but yeah, I don't know. It's too much, guys. I can't do it all. Like, you'll notice my YouTube channel has basically taken a massive neglect. I've not released a proper video in ages. I've done lots of live streams, I do these car vlogs, but I've not done a proper video in ages, and it's a shame really. I've neglected that because I was really focusing on Amazon. I was really focusing on doing YouTube and trying to level that up, and that's been neglected massively. It's one of those ones where it's frustrating. Anyway, guys, so I'll end it like this. You guys, if you want to get into business, so obviously some of you guys watching right now, you're already doing Amazon FBA. I don't know, some of you are starting out, some of you have been doing it a few months, a few years, whatever. Everyone's on different journeys. Amazon FBA, there's nothing better than Amazon FBA for building fast capital that I know out there. Obviously there's stupid things like crypto and stuff, we're not talking about that. We're talking about a business that works pretty much 100% of the time if you put the work in. Do Amazon FBA, get into Amazon FBA, it is going to make you successful at business. It is a proven business model. You can make some very fast and very nice money doing Amazon FBA, okay? Now, what you do after 2-3 years of Amazon FBA is up to you. Now, you could be someone like me who branches off into Discord communities and YouTube channels and websites and things like that. You can do that. Cool. You can branch off into software. You can take your money entirely off the platform and put it into things like property if you wanted. You can do what you want. I've seen people do multiple models. I've seen people double down on Amazon FBA and just really level themselves up. Flipping at 30 is a great example of this. I think he's been doing it for 7 or 9 years. Can't remember. You know, he makes £200,000 in half a year, so he makes about £400,000 to £500,000 a year doing Amazon FBA. He's someone who's obviously doubled, tripled, 10x down Amazon FBA, focused on that business model, and has actually crushed it. I know other people who have taken their money out of Amazon FBA and put it into things like property and things like that, but they still do Amazon FBA. That's the thing that generates the fast cash. They then put that fast cash into other businesses like property and other businesses. I know people that have basically done Amazon FBA, the model of OA, RA, and then pivot themselves into private label. So they're doing Amazon FBA, but they've changed their model into private label, which is a bit more, I wouldn't say it's as fast cash, but it makes better money in a way. I wouldn't say it's as fast though, and it's something you can maybe sell. Amazon FBA is the thing that generates the cash, generates the profits quickly, that you can then put into other ideas and other businesses, or double down, whatever you want to do. I've seen and know multiple people that do all these things. But yeah, it all starts with Amazon FBA. This is the pattern I've seen. Obviously, being on YouTube, I speak to a lot of people. I've seen a lot of success stories. Obviously, we're in the Amazon FBA space, so I'm obviously biased in that regard, but I've seen it been done dozens and dozens and dozens of times where people have started Amazon FBA, they've made their money from it, hundreds of thousands of pounds profit, and they basically funneled that money into other ventures, or carried on, what I mean, basically. So I've seen it done loads of times. I'm an example of this as well. I've made really good money on Amazon FBA. It's given me the freedom not to obviously have a job, to do what I want, when I want, and it has also allowed me to then put that money into other things. So FBA Mogul, for example, I pay for people to write blogs for me. If you want to write blogs for me, by the way, reach out. I'm looking for more authors. It's allowed me to do my YouTube channel and hire YouTube coaches and buy better equipment. I probably spend 10-15 grand. Oh, there's a crash there, that's not good. Or broken down. Yeah, not good. It's allowed me to do, I've taken my FBA money and I've focused it into other things. I've had opportunities that have come from Amazon as well. and doing YouTube. But yeah, I've done the same thing. I've kind of 10x down, 20x, 100x down now as an FBA in that space, because everything I'm doing is around that space, because I'm so bullish on it. I've seen so many success stories. I genuinely believe it is a life-changing business for so many people out there, and I do want to change lives. Sounds so freaking corny, I know, but it changed my life. I've seen it change so many other lives. And if you're someone that want to change your life, if you want to quit the 9-to-5 job, if you want to be your own boss, or just have a side hustle that makes you extra money every month, there's nothing better than Amazon FBA that I've seen. So get into it, double down, 10x down on it, focus and put the work in, unbalance your life and really focus on Amazon FBA for a year or two. And if you're not successful, then, well, I don't know, I think it's impossible not to be successful, to be quite honest with you. I genuinely think that as well. So, and you guys know, I don't sell a course. I do not sell mentorship. I was going to, I changed my mind on it. The only thing I sell is a little bit of software for £100 for lifetime. I ain't getting rich off that. So you guys know that when I'm talking about this, I am freaking sincere. There is no skin in the game really from me. I do make some money from affiliates, don't get me wrong. That is the model here. But, so I guess that is the skin in the game. But genuinely, this is coming from an area of truth and sincerity, and I genuinely want you to do this. Even if you don't do it with me, do it with someone else, whatever. Don't join my group, join another group, I don't care. Change your life and do it, basically. Get into Amazon FBA. It's the only way that I know that you're going to have success. Yeah, and basically it's a proven business model. There are other models of things you can do there. YouTube's a great, another model you can do. It takes 2, 3, 4 years before you make any money. Amazon FBA, you can be making money from day one. And it's consistent. It's basically 100% proven. If you put the work in, if you network with people, if you, it basically comes down to hard work and putting that work in. If you want extraordinary results, you've got to do extraordinary things.